And welcome to another. No, it's actually not that exciting, but another episode of Super Desperation Radio, the Evo Special Part 3. I told you guys I would do it eventually. We would make this an entire Evo bonanza. So, yeah, kudos to me for sneaking that one in.
Bonanza of the show?
The bonanza of the show, that's right. We're changing the theme song. Oh, we're getting a theme song.
No,
Can we just use the Rawhide theme song?
I don't know, man. That feels like I feel like that's used for
if
everything.
you're gonna tell us about we're getting this theme song, could we have it screened between all of us?
Well, we're gonna sing the theme song, all just the 5 of us.
No, I'm not singing. I mean,
could
you let us know about the news as well? I mean,
well, I thought we all were on the same page with this. I will do better in the future to run these decisions by you, and then do them anyway.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna have to interrogate you like every day.
Oh man, get off my back, Tony. But let's see. We had a pretty exciting weekend this last couple of days. We had Curly Mustache and some other stuff, some Evo announcements, some changes, some scheduling updates. Oh, if you can't tell right now, I'm trying my best not to be super excited for the coming, weekend, because I literally have 3 days left before I hit Vegas. So I'm a powder keg ready to blow.
I see.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm gonna do my best to hold it together for this stream and not scream everybody's ear off. Hopefully, I'm not too loud as it is.
Yeah, I wasn't really that excited until I started watching some of the highlight footage from older Evos again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been running that for a couple days now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, last year
Saturday.
they ran. What was it? Last year they ran every Evo up to that they had footage for. Is that what they've been doing? I just know that they were running highlights.
No, yeah, this year they've just been running selected clips.
That's not as cool as it was last year when they ran all of them.
Yeah. They were running all the trailers for the past Evos today, and then random, just Seth Killian walking around with a cam, talking to people.
That's
Hey,
cool.
man, that works.
Let's see. So yeah, Evo schedule is announced. Main final game is going to be Street Fighter 4. So in order, basically, from first to last, KOF has a 10 a.m. spot. Smash has 12 p.m. Injustice the following spot. Marvel, some special announcement, and then Street Fighter. So does this surprise any of you guys?
Kinda.
Not really.
There's one thing I gotta say about King of Fighters being on as the first thing.
And that is.
Oh, never mind.
I know what it is.
It didn't work. All right. Well, I'm just saying it's pretty early.
Stop trying to soundboard things.
God, it didn't work. I guess it doesn't work when I'm the host, but I'll just say, "Hi, kids, we're home early." I've been smiling about that for like 2 weeks now. I gotta cut it out. I gotta go find my talk boy.
Yeah, KOF getting the anime time slot isn't terribly surprising, given the games that are being played. Finishing up on Friday and Saturday. So, I mean, obviously you didn't mention it, Gibby, but Friday, Tekken Tag 2 and Persona are self-contained within one day.
So
Tekken
animated.
Tag finals being at 2, and Persona 4 finals being at 4. And then Saturday night at 6 is when Cross Tekken ends. And then Skullgirls and Dive Kick will go on at 8 and 9, respectively.
Yo, the prime time.
So, there's a dive kick tournament?
Yeah. It's a side event, kind of like the Skullgirls. It's like an official side tournament.
Okay.
Tony's like, how much money did they get in the donation pot?
I didn't say nothing.
And Street Fighter 4 going on last isn't too surprising, because Evo has always considered itself a Street Fighter tournament first and foremost, even if Marvel 3 is the game that everybody wants to see, and Street Fighter 4 is, in my opinion, a big pile of dumpy shit.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. At least you get to leave Evo a little earlier on the last day, right?
Yeah.
I'm there till Monday, so
12 p.m.
Yeah, but you don't have to be in the hall.
What else are you gonna do?
It's Vegas. I don't know.
Very true.
man, I can't think of anything to do in Vegas. What a boring town.
Yeah.
I know what you could do. You could destroy a Hapodge by plugging it in with the wrong adapter.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah. So with KOF getting the early time slot, like honestly, I don't find it surprising, and I don't find anything wrong with it because if you look at the entry numbers, I actually ordered in least amount of entries to most.
Yeah.
And Smash Brothers, yeah, Finals Day. And Smash Brothers actually, I mean, their community did a lot to get their game in Evo this year.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So I get them being there. Injustice, everyone will debate about, but whatever. And then Marvel and Street Fighter, of course, will be the top 2 games.
I guess I'll go then. I'm really interested in seeing that. How many people are actually going to play their games at Evo? Like after all the people are cut that didn't show up or whatever. I wonder what the final numbers will still look like.
Mm.
I just want to know how fast pools are going to go.
I mean, I'm assuming they're going to push them through as quickly as possible, especially with things like Marvel being 2 out of 3 during pools, and hopefully people are ready for that.
Yeah.
Well, Marvel's going to be 2 out of 3 in pools, and they said AE is going to be 3 out of 5 throughout top 8. I don't know if they were joking or if they were serious about that.
That's weird. Yeah, why would they need to do that?
AE is 3 out of 5?
Top 8 only.
God, that's going to take forever.
Yeah.
It is. But I don't know if it's true or not. I'm going to assume it is because I saw multiple... I know I saw 2 of the 3, the Cannons and Wizard, put it up. I just don't know who.
Well, I would assume if they're the ones putting it up since it's their tournament, then it's true.
Yeah. It's just, there are times where Wizard likes to screw around with people and say things and then
Oh, that's
Yeah.
people to himself.
Oh, does that mean the KI thing is a joke too?
I'm laughing.
Oh my. Devastating.
I think the big surprise honestly, to everybody is the fact that NetherRealm has its own stream all weekend, basically.
I've heard they did that last year anyway, though. If
how do you mean?
Like somebody mentioned, like they always have their quote unquote own stream, and I'm like, well, not at Evo, but
Like they run their own stream just specifically for like MK9.
Yeah. Like all the way through.
They probably did have one last year. I don't remember. I know the 2 main
side
streams.
stream was split between Injustice and Tekken 6 last year.
But yeah, last year I do remember it was split between Mortal Kombat and something. But like, I remember one day was mainly KOF. Friday, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
Friday or Monday. Chris, you should remember.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there were 2. There was the main stream which ran Street Fighter and Marvel only, and then there was a secondary stream which ran almost everything else. And I heard they had a 3rd stream, but I have no idea.
Well, I can say with pretty much full confidence that secondary stream was pretty much like almost all KOF because I was there for like the first half of the day, both Friday and Saturday.
Oh, it was Mortal Kombat and Soul Calibur on the side last year.
Yeah, so they had that was like off somewhere else entirely.
So that was probably the 3rd stream.
Yeah. But in this case, it's got the 2nd stream, which is SRK Evo 2, and it's pretty much all NetherRealm Studios games. So that is a step up.
So
I know a lot of people are well, not a lot of people. I'll say there are some vocal people on Twitter who are complaining about their game not getting any stream time. And I know there have been some people like I know Ultra David was basically crowdsourcing people, seeing if anybody was going to record cross Tekken matches because, obviously with only finals getting streamed, there isn't going to be a lot of footage that ends up existing if nobody takes it upon themselves.
Well, everybody should be like in possession of an AverMedia portable game recorder by now, right? At least one person every freaking community seems to have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it'll depend. I know the Persona community is actually basically going to try to set up 2 streams in the ballroom.
Hmm.
It's 2 or 3 actually. Like I think Counter Assault TV, Finest KO, and maybe one other, and they're going to be streaming off 4G cards and laptops.
Nice.
Yeah. I always wonder though, how do you think the internet in the venue itself is this year?
Well, they're running with 4G cards, I heard. So
Given how many conventions are in Vegas, that
Yeah.
like the internet infrastructure in those hotels is amazing.
Like,
Yeah.
and I'm surprised that people can still get away also for charging for internet in like this information age. Like, I don't know. It's definitely them not wanting to probably pay money to upgrade and still being able to get you by the arm and just like whatever they'll do what they have to.
the end game for that is hotels that one day require you to be online to pay your bill, and you can't
Always
leave.
on,
Yeah,
always on hotels.
yeah. You got to pay for the internet, but you can't pay your bill and leave until you.
Oh, you got to pay the internet fee, and then I see you have a smartphone. It causes interference, so we're gonna have to charge you for that.
Godlike.
But I mean, I'm really impressed that the Persona community like immediately stepped up, and they're like, "All right, we have the equipment. We're willing to stream our own pools as long as we get the okay from Evo." Like, there's a lot that can be said about the Persona community on the West Coast. Most of it being they don't show up, but the amount of people out here who actually are trying to get that game exposure, and in conjunction with James Shea, who lives in Japan now, and even Stickbug on the East Coast offered to throw in money to basically pay for 4G all weekend for them, so that they could stream it.
Yeah, that's what we like to call a good community.
Yeah, and I mean for people who honestly they don't come out to the run back in large numbers, but I know that Rebel Up seems to do really well. They can't come out every week, but they're coming out every other week, and they really want their game to succeed, and I have to show a lot of respect to them for doing that.
Definitely.
Yeah, they're extremely dedicated to their community and their game, unlike most other communities which just rely upon other TOs to do everything for them.
Oh man, you got a really bad. It sounds like you got a really bad cough. Just really bad.
So bad.
Cough.
Jesus.
What's going on here, dude? I mean,
Maybe he's got bronchitis.
I might.
Damn, man, I'm sorry. Did I give that to you?
Probably.
It's all this cough. Just can't deal with it.
yeah, it's like you should really, not go out and do anything, but just try and get some help. Some assistance from other people.
Or you could just complain about it instead of actually going and getting medicine.
Oh, wonderful ideas.
Oh.
Yeah, so what else? Is Skullgirls gonna have its own stream?
I don't know about that, honestly.
They are. Well, I know finals are going to be streamed.
Mhm.
And I believe, Sanchez, you'll have a hand in top 8 there?
Yeah, I'll be commentating finals with the one, the only Mike Z. And that's on Saturday, I believe, starting at around 8 or 9.
Mikhail Zaimont?
No,
Yeah.
official schedule says 8, actually.
Yeah, because I know it shares like a time slot on the schedule with Dive Kick, so I'm assuming Skullgirls is going first.
Okay.
Yeah, Skullgirls is going first. Dive Kick ends that stream.
And that's going to be actually, honestly, I haven't seen a lot of Skullgirls since the game first came out. So I don't know what modern Skullgirls looks like. So I'm kind of interested to watch it and see how
I
it's
want to
evolved.
see how specific regions do against each other. That's going to be the most interesting thing to me.
The interesting point about that is that it's modern in that it's the modernist that everyone has because it's the console version. So that's the one that's not patched. The one that's on Steam is the one that's Mike's like perpetually working on now, and that has even more balance tweaks, and it's probably plays a bit better at this point. The one on the console still has a few things that might end up being a detriment to watch, but it'll be interesting to see if those actually come into play. Like if people are actually doing touch of deaths,
Yeah.
But if anyone's going to complain about that, I'm just going to point at a sign that's most certainly going to be in the ballroom somewhere and just point at the sign that says "When's Marvel."
There's going to be multiple signs. I'm pretty sure people are going to have shirts that say that shit.
Oh my god, I can't wait for the Pringles can that says "When's Marvel" on it.
You idiot! You said that string of words in a sentence. Now it's gonna happen.
I just created an idea and I threw it into the ether.
Yeah, I was about to say, stop putting ideas into people's heads.
There goes
It's
your
out there now.
$10
Some guy's
million
just waking
idea.
up right now. It's like, what a scoop! I know what to do.
Neo's on the horn right now.
Pringles and wins Marvel.
It's like, hold on, follow me here, Tony. Pringles are salty snacks. You can see where I'm going with this.
And once you pop,
Once I expose these Pringles,
just can't stop.
but inside they're actually going to be ruffles because these are fraudulent Pringles.
Okay, now I understand what's going on.
I don't either.
You're working on too high of a meta level.
Okay.
I
Get
can't
off
think
the
for
show,
myself.
Alex.
All right, well, I'll show myself. It's been wonderful
Fire.
listening to you guys.
So, okay,
Stupid puns aside.
Evo is shaping up to be pretty good for a bunch of different games. KOF in particular, where we have a good chunk of Japanese players showing up, a good chunk of Mexicans, Taiwanese, Koreans. We have some Peruvians, Brazilians, Moroccans, French. We have players from everywhere coming, and it's definitely going to be a better player pool than last year. There are some players who are yes, in terms of international. Well, not just international, in terms of overall player strength too. Because last year, wow, it was bad.
What's up?
Oh no, my mic cut off.
Oh.
Computer.
Oh, okay.
Just like, oh no, I killed the wrong
Yeah,
mic.
so this year,
because the game's been out longer.
yeah, definitely. We have much less than half the entries we had last year, which is fine. It's almost a third of the entries we had because last year we had about 1,100.
We had a lot of shirts too, so.
Yeah, we definitely had a lot of shirts. That's true. The thing this year is like everyone's trying to figure out who's going to get top 8, and it's always one of those things people try to guess, and there are a lot of good names out there who could do it. The problem is there are some people who are in the pools right now who aren't actually going to be able to work, family things, or they just can't afford to show up. Because a lot of people just buy or they pay for registration first, then they try to figure out how to get here. So yeah, that sucks. I was hoping to see a lot of these guys show up, like Zero Black from last year. Really, beat Mr. KOF in winners, and then beat Mr. KOF in losers. It's pretty good.
Who was that again? You cut out when you were reading the guy's name.
Oh, Zero Black. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
You guys talk.
No, that's fine. I was just making sure you were talking about the same guy.
Yeah. So he beat him, and yeah, he's not going to be able to make it this year. He couldn't afford the ticket because the ticket prices shot up $600 from what I'm told from when he wanted to buy it and when he could buy it.
Yeah.
I know. Well, okay. This is the strange thing. I don't know if this is 100% confirmed, but both Kula and Koopa from Mexico aren't going. Koopa, from what I've been told, is 100%. He's not going, and Kula, everyone is mixed about. I've been told many different stories the past few days. I'm under the impression that he's not going to make it because of the source that says he is going to make it. But we'll see. Hopefully the guy does make it. He's a good player, and I'd like to see him play.
Yeah, so would I. But isn't Kula sponsored?
Yeah, he's sponsored. He's EMP.
Oh.
The EMP sponsorship.
Yes, that appears to be the story of the week outside of all the other positive things that have happened.
So does that come with a can of beans and a bar of soap, or
No bar of soap, just the beans. You got to get your own soap.
and is
Wash
it
your own
beans one per person, or is it like a community bean system? Do I have to share?
I got to be honest, man. I don't think there ever were any beans.
Ah.
Anyway, about the EMP guys, as many people know, there's some issue going on with Empire VXG players not being able to make it to Evo. A lot of speculation as to why, but there's a good chunk of the players asking for donations. And I know Dominion was able to make enough to make it.
He made it in like a couple hours.
Yeah, he made $1,500 in like 4 or 5 hours, and I believe he's flying himself and Sanford out.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Both of which EMP VXG players. I'm told, or actually, I saw another donation drive for a bunch of the Mortal Kombat EMP players. What was it? Knuckle-Doo, Tom Brady, I believe CD Jr. I can't remember the other two names, but it was like 4 prominent Mortal
Was
Kombat
it Rio
players.
or
Yeah,
Maxter?
Rio. Rio was the name. They have a donation drive for all of them. I think it was like labeled "Get KDZ and his team to Evo," and it never specified names in the title. But then when you click the information, you see it shows all those players. Like, oh, well,
Speaking of beans, they're gonna need bean counters because they're having that money.
Yep.
yeah. Well, I don't know how their donation drive is doing. I haven't been paying attention to it outside of the first.
It's like 135 or some shit.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah.
I still think it's a tad bit late, I suppose. But,
Well, no, it's not too late. You could still make enough money to get a last-minute plane ticket to go to Vegas.
And crash
Yeah.
in somebody's room.
Oh, I don't disagree with that. I think, especially if a lot of these guys knew that there were, if their sponsor wasn't going to be able to come through for whatever reason, or they were having issues, you got to wonder why these guys don't have plane tickets already.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Were they
mean,
promised that they said they had
and
plane?
I honestly do hope that it wasn't something where they were told that transportation was already being covered, and it wasn't. Because that would really be a pain in the ass, and really kind
honestly,
of tragic.
Given the sponsor and the sponsor's history, that's what I believe it is. That they were told not to worry about it. We'll take care of it. And
I honestly don't want to speculate about it, since I don't know anything about the goings on of VXG EMP. All I want to say is that if these guys are really, basically, like gonna have to pay for this out of pocket at this late stage, that's a lot of money that these guys are gonna have to spend.
Mm-hmm.
And it really sucks for them. And I mean, and it sucks for people who wanted to see them, because I understand that it's not a lot of money. You throw $10 at a player you want to see, but that can add up really quick. I mean, again, it's up to everybody. It's like, if you don't mind, if you've got extra, yeah, dude, help those players out. But it's really just hard for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a fun situation to be in, definitely.
No. And they shouldn't have to be in it in the first place, but we don't know why they're in it or whatever. But at the same time, the bare fact, the simple facts of it are that these are guys who expect the people that they promote for to provide them with the ability to go and promote for them. Like,
oh yeah, I think that's not even up for debate. It's that
right.
If EMP is supposed to be a sponsor, then something has definitely gone wrong to where they are unable to basically sponsor their players.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all there is to it.
So, but yeah, that's about all there is. But then on the other side, it seems that a lot of people are, I wouldn't say they're upset, but there's a lot of people who kind of disagree with the fact that some of these players are asking for, donations and more or less not really offering anything in return. It's almost just like, asking for community support without, I guess they kind of feel like they deserve something in return, like, in kind. And that's fair, if you're going to donate money to a public, figure who's going to go and either entertain you or win your money, you kind of should at least expect something out of it.
Not necessarily. I mean,
not necessarily. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was getting to that, at the same time, this is something that I feel like they should have been doing for a while now, instead of depending on sponsors who they may not have been able to trust. And I'm not talking about EMP, I'm talking about all players who end up in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, this can apply to any sort of game.
I think, and that's the thing, is that it's been going on for a while, since I guess the idea of sponsorship came into fighting games is that you have a lot of I guess mislabeling. Like maybe it could really just be that Empire is just a team.
Yeah.
You know, like there was a lot of different teams running around for a while that never claimed to be sponsors, but everybody else just thought they were.
Mhm.
So
Well, that's what Triforce says. He's insisting that Empire is just a team, but in the past he has said it was a sponsorship and a team and a promotional brand and stuff like that.
Well, VXG definitely ain't just a team.
Yeah.
well, that's true. Now, if VXG is supposed to be the sponsor of Empire, or at least the Empire, the VXG Elite players, then
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that. You know.
Yeah, it's not like we can look up the contracts in a public record or any sort of thing. You know, who knows what's going on.
Yeah.
But I think the moral of the story is it's good to see good players being able to make it out, even if there was some trouble.
Oh yeah.
I will definitely
The
be
other
looking
moral
forward.
of the story is make sure you have your plans for Evo ahead of time, and if you have a sponsor who is supposed to buy you plane tickets, make sure you have emails that say that the plane tickets are bought if you're told that they are.
Hey, if someone's going to buy plane tickets, maybe, you should buy them early because they're cheap. And you don't have
Yes.
to worry that much about money, you know?
Yeah,
Well-
and honestly, it's not even just that. I definitely have known players who were sponsored or semi-sponsored in the past for other games, and their sponsors seriously would wait till like a week and a half before the tournament to buy plane tickets. And
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
it's ridiculous. And I'm not even talking about Evo.
No,
just
I know.
other things.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you, especially if you're a company that doesn't have a ton of money, why would you wait that long? It doesn't make any sense.
I think
Yeah.
it's really weird that, sponsored players, like, sign up so late even. Or, do, like, at-the-door registration for certain events or just whatever. It's like, you think that they would have things, set up to be like, oh, are you going to go to this? Well, we should get that done,
Yeah.
not have to wait on everything.
Yeah, that's Paul. What you just brought up is still an issue. There are sponsors who don't get their players' tickets or hotel or anything until the last minute, which is why you see a lot of sponsored players asking to crash. Like, oh, I don't have a place to stay. Can I crash with someone? And stuff like that.
Yeah. And these are like some of the top players, mind you. Like there were people who have won tournaments and then not had a way home.
Yeah. And the other good one I had heard in the past was take care of your travel expenses and we'll reimburse you. If you don't have a contract,
Mm-hmm.
don't trust anything anybody tells you. Because, look, I well understand that, people have good intentions and a handshake or word of mouth contract is sometimes considered best, especially if it's even somebody you've known or dealt with for a long time. But when money's involved, people get squirrely.
Yeah.
Best way to look at it.
I mean, a verbal contract is still a binding contract by the law. But
If you
You
can
need
prove
a
it.
yeah, that's the
yeah.
thing. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
Right. And I can't guarantee that none of these players had contracts because I imagine if they did, then this is going to be a huge freaking blow up by the end of the year legally. But it would seem like that they didn't because whoever decided to not send these players to Evo wasn't worried about that.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously,
Yeah.
like some people are saying, it's just like if I didn't have a written contract, I would definitely walk around with like a tape recorder or something.
You're
I would get everything down.
walking
Like
with
you
a
would have a
snitch.
talk boy on you at all times.
Yeah.
I promise to fly you to Evo.
Sorry, I put it in slow motion on accident.
No, and that is the thing. It's kind of like what we were talking about last week. Is you need to get stuff in writing. And was that last week or 2 weeks ago? I
That's
don't
We've
probably
know.
been
last
talking
week,
about this
yeah.
for like 6 months now.
Yeah.
One day they'll get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, look, not everybody has the money to necessarily always have a lawyer look over a contract, but if you're signing something, you better have somebody look at it. And I don't mean yourself, because you're not going to understand the legalese. or the lack of legalese, which could be a problem.
You get one ting from me at the end. Oh, okay, that sounds pretty good.
So
Yep. Anyway, I hope it works out for everybody who's trying to get over there. Like, I really like the idea. At first, I kind of hated it. At first, I thought, like, people were being irresponsible and then just were asking for handouts. And then, looking at it again, I realized this is clearly not the fault of that many people all at once.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's really easy to basically blame people who are asking for money.
Mhm.
To say that they were lazy, or they're just trying to scam the community, because there are so many people who are like, well, I work hard and I got all this money and I saved up, and so it's just like, well, why can't you? And in some cases, it's the simple reason is they can't get a job for whatever reason, or something bad happened in their lives that financially screwed them over. And it's not like anybody's holding a gun to your head saying, give me money. It's like, if you want to help out, please do. And nobody's stopping everybody from doing that. There's no rule against it. There's no rule saying you have to do it. If you want to help this person out for whatever reason, go for it. I don't know why people should be vilified for asking for help.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I have a question here. I want to be sure. So you're telling me
Uh-oh.
that our life experience are not 100% uniform. So what could be a good position in life for you might be a super shitty one for me. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes, exactly so.
Wow, that's fucking nuts. It's almost like it's a shitty economy, and it might be hard for some people to get jobs. And even if they did make plans, they get shitted on by other things.
Yo, man, this game called life is super unbalanced.
Yeah.
They need to fix this.
I mean, a lot of people would do well to learn some empathy, to basically sit there and say, hey, I'm looking at it from not my perspective for once. Basically look at it from somebody else's, like, hey, maybe they didn't even think about going to Evo 6 months ago because they were too busy paying bills, but now they realize that, hey, maybe if I asked for some help, I could make it.
Mhm.
That's not really irresponsible. That's just something they never even considered.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Now, I do want to point out, like, this is just my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree with me. There was a guy asking for people to donate so he can get his dog to go to Evo.
Chewy?
Okay, that's,
Yeah.
no.
I
Shouldn't say
honestly don't even know what that entails. If people want to pay for this dude's dog to come, go for it.
Maybe it's a really cute dog.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
you wanna do it,
do we get
go
to
for it.
photobomb the dog?
Ah.
Is he a good dog? That's the question. I ain't bringing no bad dogs.
An important
Hey.
question was just asked. Is the dog good at Marvel? Maybe he is. Or she
What-
is. It could be a sick female dog player.
Yeah.
You never know that.
Do they play Amy, or are they still playing Virgil?
No,
Maybe
this could be
still
the
playing
return of
Virgil.
dog face.
Oh!
Actual dog face?
Actual
IRL
dog
dog
face.
face?
Would they just call himself like human face?
Man face.
I for one support this dog endeavor.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't still want no dogs, because if it's anything like my dogs, they won't stop barking. Like I said, if it's a good dog, I gotta get the specs.
There's no such thing as a bad dog. I saw a movie about this. They all went to heaven.
Yo, look,
Except for that one that went to hell.
yeah, no, you don't understand. He had to do like some sort of selfless sacrifice in order to get himself to heaven. So
Yeah.
Heaven too.
look, just
Yeah.
stop where you are. Right? You're going in the
That's what
wrong
I said.
direction.
Stop. Anyway, yeah, like there are some players I feel, it's just like you said, Paul. Just in the beginning of the year, they just financially can't do it, or they don't think they have the time, school, family, whatever it is. And then later on, it's like closer to Evo, it's like, oh, I can actually do this. I don't have the money. Maybe if I get like another $100 or $200, I can probably make it.
Oh
Which
yeah.
I'm fine with. The
And
issue
this-
is there are the people who just do nothing but ask for donations
Right.
all the time for everything.
And I think, honestly, coming from a largely suburban background myself, having been playing fighting games for as long as I have, you start to see more people who are your age or younger who have way more responsibilities than you would have ever thought of. People who are, in their early 20s who are basically financially supporting their entire family, to where it's, hey, if I go to Evo, I'm not sure that, my family can pay for the bills unless, somebody helps me out.
Yeah.
Well, I can go to Evo, or my family can have electricity.
Yeah.
And I mean, for the people on the West Coast, it's much easier for them to actually make it out with like barely any money. I think I've told the story before where I went to Evo with only $50, and I came back with more money than I left with. But the whole point is, even if I didn't come back with more money, I still would have been able to make that trip, no matter what. I went to Evo. I even spent less than $50 on food and hotel.
Wow. Are you a wizard?
Kinda.
No, he's not a wizard, and we know why.
He's not Mr. Wizard. I know that. I can confirm that.
But like right now, I'm sure that it's probably over $600 to buy a plane ticket to Vegas. And I'm even saying as of last week, it was probably that much.
And that's from not like in California. We're talking like elsewhere in America.
Yeah, I'm talking about if you're trying to fly from anywhere, the Midwest or farther east to Vegas right now, it's probably ridiculous.
Yeah.
Actually, I think you should buy a plane ticket now. But for next year, I think they'll be pretty good prices.
Stack up them points,
what a lot
man.
of people do is they buy their plane ticket the day Joey or Mr. Wizard announces Evo.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I did.
Usually the best to do.
Yeah. But to say, like we said, they may not have the money on them at that time, and in some rare cases, you literally don't get the money until like a week or two before, and you're just like, well, that's a lot more expensive than it was 3 months ago,
Yeah.
But there is a good thing about all of this, though. I feel like this will actually teach some people some self-promotion skills, because there's a lot of players out there who want to do more than just play and just kind of like get their name in the lights or whatever, right? Because not everybody can win the tournament, but everybody wants to be promoted more or less, and that's why they get sponsored.
That's actually something I never thought about. The angle of I'm a player and I want to go out there, and maybe I'm not self-promoting nearly as much as I should be, or I'm not sponsoring anything like that, but I'm still pretty good. This will give people actually, like almost like job interview or like a resume, something to really wow the people in order to get them behind them. And who knows, this could actually be a way people can get sponsorships or other things. That's actually a really interesting angle now that I think about it.
Yeah, exactly. These are how these day in the life YouTube video things are they begin, because you're trying to sell something, usually yourself, and so maybe you put the camera on yourself or you write a blog or whatever. You basically could record your actions and present them to an audience, and maybe if you're good enough, one day you do get sponsored, and you're probably way ahead of most people who are already sponsors and can't promote themselves. As much as I love Reynolds, he's one of those guys who can't promote himself.
Well,
He doesn't do himself any favors. He doesn't have to. He's a fucking godlike player. But
he wins.
Yeah, exactly. He wins. He doesn't have to say shit. But if we were like, hey, we need a new guy who plays KOF, and hey, there's this guy who did a whole 3-month long self autobiography shit of himself, just playing KOF and getting better, and now he's actually placing top 8 or something, right, at his local tournaments, and dude, this guy would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We already have a story to sell with this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Bernard?
Yo,
Bernard.
But
it'd be good if more players could present themselves in a way where they could just sell themselves to sponsors or other people.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't see many players being able to do that, because a lot of them are they're just quiet, reserved, shy, and they just don't like being in front of the cameras or in front of people.
Exactly.
But this will help with that, is what I'm trying to say as well.
No, I agree.
I mean, not everybody's going to be up to snuff, but definitely there will be people that want to try and then, can really benefit, not maybe just in a video game realm, but actually just in a whole world realm.
Well, okay, with promotion, we had Curly Mustache this past weekend, and for those who didn't see, we had 2 players playing with their shirts off.
Mm-hmm.
Can they get some kind of promotion from, I don't know, like Calvin Klein or something like that. Well, one of them could get promotion from Calvin Klein. I don't know about the other.
You talking about
The other
Deus
one
Ex?
should get
Hell
a
yeah, dude.
promotion from Haynes to put his shirt back on.
Oh, you hear that? I'm not gonna say who.
No,
I don't think anybody's really doubting who it was, Chris. I don't. This isn't like smoke and mirrors. Like, oh, he's not saying Deus Ex is out of shape. Whoa.
Who are you subtweeting, Paul?
He was obviously comfortable enough with his body to do so. So
Yeah,
What they
exactly. He
should
doesn't
do-
care.
I mean, that's
Good on
all
him.
that matters. Yeah.
You know what they should do
Um,
is they should combine forces and do like a before and after thing.
So before he was Deus Ex and winning tournaments, and afterwards he's losing.
Yeah, but now he's way more handsome.
Oh, actually, they do that with computers. I'm actually in an Old Spice commercial. I'm a before. I'm sorry. I'm an after chest in one of the Old Spice commercials. So it's easy. It's weird. It freaked me out. They put someone's head on my body, and I was like, "Whoa! I don't like this."
Dude, they could do the
But, yeah.
before and after in so many ways. They could be like, oh, he went from flab to fabulous, but then he went from, whatever hair to Deus Ex's gorgeous head of hair.
yeah.
It's so many ways they could do
Think
this.
about it. If you
Oh, we're gonna have the Head and Shoulders promotion.
Composite FGC player.
So, anyways, with actual real discussion here, what'd you guys think of Curly?
I thought it was interesting. I mean, like I said, I don't watch that much Marvel. I mean, I've been watching more lately, and this is obviously like one of the things that you wanted to watch if you're even the slightest bit interested in Marvel. But production was really nice, as usual.
Yeah,
From
the
shout outs
production was
to
amazing.
shout outs to Spooky and Chris Segg from IPW for holding it down there.
Also, I heard Offcast helped out too.
Offcast was in the house. Yes, shout outs to Offcast. Haven't seen him in ages.
He was
There
too
w-
busy doing his Lewis thing.
Oh yeah.
But there were some parts that were a little. I mean, I'm not gonna say they were weird because like I've definitely seen weirder hanging out with you guys. But there
We'll
was
talk about our personal lives.
there were definitely some moments on the stream where I was just all like, cut the mics, please.
Oh yeah, like a lot of the Yipes and Filipino champ interactions were some of the most awkward air I've seen. Like I couldn't tell if it was a joke, if there was really some truth to the joke. It was.
Yeah, see, honestly, I was there. I didn't really hear what was being said, so.
Oh yeah, it was like Yipes was like, you should really take off the headphones, Filipino champ, and just back away so we can get Neo back on. He's like, oh, but Yipes, you need to take a break, and like they're kind of cutting each other's chops like every now and again. Where he's like, oh yeah, well I'm a player, yeah, but that's not what you're doing. You don't play, Yipes, and it was weird.
See,
It was definitely.
That's like a conversation me and Gibby have like every day. And so I
Yeah,
wasn't really that
but-
bothered by it, but the way they did it was just like, this is like super passive aggressive.
Yeah, everybody was talking in their inside voices. Is what I'm trying to say. It was weird.
That aside, I know, like, being there, there were actually a lot of really exciting matches, a lot of really good matches.
Oh man, Kintebu shirtless finals.
Oh.
How about
Yeah,
yes.
I hope everybody enjoyed it. Like I said, I don't know about the stream experience. I'm sure, given it was offcast, spooky, I play winner, that it was fucking awesome to look at.
It was.
It was actually really nice. I actually really enjoyed a lot of the Eat 24.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh man, I'm just
E24 ads were great.
I'm just really interested in that we're getting more sponsors that are not even gaming related. It's like
Yeah, it's nice.
everybody needs food.
Everybody needs hot wings.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody needs hot wings.
From I personally don't care for watching Marvel much. When I watch it, I usually get bored and I get sick of seeing the same stuff over and over. But this was one of the best Marvel events I've seen in a long time. Watching Oliver or Killer Kai do his thing was great. They put on a good show play-wise, and even for the spectators, taking off the shirts, a lot of people are like, oh, that's nasty, that dumb shit. But it added to it. Like,
Yeah,
You
it
saw
was
the crowd.
funny as hell.
yeah, exactly. And it's it takes it back to the old days, Duck Doe. No, it was really, the event was really good. A lot of people who've been bashing Deus Ex for the past year, saying he got a lucky draw last year. He shouldn't have made it second place. I mean, he won this one. He had a really tough draw this year. He beat a lot of big names, and he won.
And hey, the previous champion wasn't even in grand final, so.
Yeah. I don't know what place Filipino champ got. He was knocked out early by...
No, he
was in
he
winners.
ended up tying for 7th, I believe.
Yeah, he made it pretty far.
Did he get knocked out by knives?
He got knocked out of winners early. Well, not early, but he got 3-0'd by knives.
And then I think he lost to Richard Wynn, was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he couldn't handle that 0.
Yeah.
Oh, that 0.
This was definitely a really good event. West Coast Curly, just Curly Mustache in general is always fun. West Coast Curly appeals more to the West Coast players just because they see the players that they're used to seeing. But it was, numbers-wise, it had 21,000 viewers.
Yeah.
21 plus thousand viewers. I mean, that's like a major. For a one-day event, that's an ass ton of viewers. And it's really good.
And honestly, I really hope, and I think a lot of us have been saying similar things since Curly started, is I hope to see more events like Curly, even for other games, you know. I'm not a big SF4 head at all, but seeing something like Curly Mustache for SF4 would be awesome for fans of the game.
Yeah.
You know, especially if they did it 3 out of 5 like Curly.
Yeah. The only issue is I personally think this can only be done with like the big games like Street Fighter, Marvel,
completely.
maybe Tekken. I think it can be done for Injustice and Mortal Kombat because their community actually does stuff. Some of the smaller communities it won't work with just because players don't travel, and when they do, if they do have an event, they just decide not to go to it.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to ask how that how KOF was at the what was it on at the
Versus Mayhem.
Yeah, how did it go over there?
So for those who didn't catch it, Versus Mayhem was a Super Arcade monthly, streamed by IE Battlegrounds. It's usually a 3v3 tournament. Marvel had about 20 teams. Street Fighter had maybe, I think, 12 teams. And KOF had to be turned into a singles tournament with 9 people.
Nice, told ya.
Man, that's really disappointing.
And like, how many players you got down there? And they they put together an event for them, and kaboom. And apparently that was also the same weekend as that Tijuana event that Romance and Answer were like putting on or promoting.
Well, even then, like the players from SoCal who went to the Tijuana event, it was like there was like maybe 4. That's not an excuse for anyone to not go. Like I personally wanted to go, I just couldn't make it because I have to prepare for Evo and do some stuff for Arcade Shock. There are other people who had prior engagements Saturday. Some people didn't like the rule set because the initial rule set was 3v3, but every player uses 1 character.
Oy, I hate that.
Yeah, a lot of people hate it, but Armando, the guy who runs IE Battleground, said he would turn it into a singles tournament or an actual 3v3 where everyone gets their own team if people showed and wanted it that way. But no one showed other than we had a Peruvian player, a Chilean player, Choice House.
I think it was 2 guys from Peru.
Oh, was it 2 guys from Peru?
What they were saying on the mics. Obviously, I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, okay.
And then one player who I didn't recognize where he was from, Guerrero. Was not sure where he was.
He's here. He's local. If I remember.
Is he okay?
SoCal.
I guess I just don't see him at the Rimback very often, or at least in the brackets, because obviously I haven't played KOF in 6 months.
Oh man, good job. You almost quit cold turkey.
Almost.
Yeah, for the next season of Versus Mayhem, I do believe KOF will be out because I think every Versus Mayhem for KOF had a terrible turnout. The main issue with this is all the KOF guys told Watts and to hold KOF events on Saturdays, and they'd all be able to show.
Wow, really?
And they didn't really hold. I mean, I get that. Like some people can't make it every Saturday or to every event, but 9 people is really low turnout.
But it's a monthly, right? So you at least be able to plan ahead for it. I mean, I'm not. If they have other engagements, I'm not going to say, you suck for having a job that called you in on Saturday. Obviously, you got to do what you got to do.
Mm.
But at the same time, you should probably not tell people to hold events on Saturdays so you can make it. Like it's a two-way street here.
And that this is a conversation I had with the guys at Super Arcade because people started playing Guilty Gear there, and they asked me, do you guys want to start running tournaments? And I said, honestly, I don't want to yet because there's a lot of young players, young in terms of the game, and I don't want to start trying to run weeklies to where they're either gonna just not be able to come or they're gonna not play well and then just bail out.
Right.
So you don't want to really start running tournaments unless you're going to back it up all the time.
Yeah.
And I think I feel like there are a lot of people who just expect tournaments to be ran for them regardless of whether they show up or not.
That's true.
So I mean, there's a lot of people who want respect for the KOF community, and there is a lot of talent in the KOF community, but you're only going to get as much respect as you get by showing up and showing that you deserve it.
Exactly.
If you come once a month when it's a weekly tournament, then you can't expect people to run weekly tournaments anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the golden rule. Treat the game the way you want the game to be treated.
Dude, all right, I'm just gonna play devil's advocate. I think it should be way easier for me to attend tournaments if they, actually held more tournaments that I could not attend.
Okay, so I understand that the devil is very sarcastic, but you're not advocating anything with that sarcasm.
I don't even know, man. It's just really frustrating to me when people get fucking uptight about their game not being represented, and then every chance they get, not actually doing any work on their half, where all you have to do is show up, you're fucking it up. It's like having that teacher in middle school where it's like, so much of the grade is just being here, and you just decide to fucking skip class.
Yeah.
That's on you.
I mean, look, compare that to Marvel 3, which this week in LA had 3 big tournaments. It had the Run Back, it had Versus Mayhem, and it had Curly Mustache. The Run Back got the lowest, and I think there were still over 30 people. Versus Mayhem had 17 teams of 3, and Curly had 60 people.
Yeah.
Didn't Curly have over 80?
No, it did, but in the preliminary bracket, but it was cut down.
Yeah, they cut it down to 60 for the actual bracket, as I recall.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, if you think about it that way, that's, 140 people that all... And honestly, it'd be interesting. I haven't done the research. It'd be interesting to see how many of them showed up to multiple events.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And this is in LA, where to get anywhere is a 35-minute drive.
Oh yeah.
With no traffic.
Also, because obviously Versus Mayhem and the Run Back is at the Super Arcade, but
Right.
But Curly Mustache was at UC Irvine,
which is basically on the other side of LA.
Yeah, and people still make it out.
Yeah. And I mean, I think there's been a lot of people who talk about I can't come out a lot to Super because I can only make it out once a week due to whether it's just work or gas money. And people are making the effort. I don't know whether they're just carpooling or they just the Marvel guys have more disposable income. I really don't know.
Well, the thing about that is that we got to remember that this is a community. So you might play King of Fighters, but lots of people play Marvel, and I mean, you can be friends with some of the Marvel people, and maybe carpool with them if you're really broke or something. You can find people, right? I mean, you think it'd be possible. People got to be living in your area. Maybe they don't play the same game as you, but that doesn't mean you can't be friends. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure there could be a solution out there to help.
I don't know what you're talking about. I play KOF. My game is far superior to Marvel. It doesn't have X Factor.
I mean, I
At
don't
the
want
same
to.
time, though, obviously, there has been hate between games a long time ago. There's no reason for that to even exist now.
Well, there's never a reason for it to exist.
Tell that to Paula Dean.
Holy shit!
And I wanted to bring this up. I was talking to you guys about this earlier. Maybe I talked about it last week, but I went to the past 2 or 3 runbacks. I've been talking to a lot of the KOF guys ever since the initial schedule for Evo was announced, and a lot of people don't seem to understand the schedule at all. They're reading quarterfinals and semifinals as top 8, thinking quarterfinals is top 8, semifinals is top 4. If this is something I think that's probably just within the KOF community, because the majority of KOF people don't understand how tournaments work. It's basically the top. So quarterfinals is generally top 64, top 32. It depends on how many people enter, and then semis is top 32 or top 16, and then works its way to top 8. And I was like confused. I didn't understand. Like, I don't get why people didn't understand this. I heard people discussing this behind me while I was playing, and I was getting mad while playing. But I don't like. I was getting mad because I suck. But I was also getting mad at the fact that these people didn't understand it, and I'm like, oh well, and someone will explain it to them. They're like, oh wow, that's messed up. Yeah, top 3 on Sunday only. Ugh, poor Evo hates you guys. I'm like, no, it's not that. But no one paid attention to me, so I stopped giving a shit. Yeah, just putting that out there.
That's like how all your stories end like that.
Well, yeah, because I hate people. I don't know.
Like you always punctuate every sentence like I had to just stop giving a shit.
That's the story of my life.
Pretty much.
But I mean, I know, like, I'm pretty sure the majority of our listeners already know this. Well, not just the story of my life, but just what I was talking about. It's just the general KO. Like, I don't know. I'll just say the KO community here in SoCal, because those are the people I was talking to about this. The only one I talked to that seemed like, I didn't talk to everyone, obviously, but the ones I talked to and heard talk about it, the only one who really understood it was Four Leaf, if I remember right. That's it. Everyone else was just saying silly shit, talking out of their ass.
Well, there's been a lot of ass talking surrounding KOF at Evo because, like, name what that will go withheld released a video saying
shut
that.
Up. Don't bring it up. Who gives a shit?
I was just saying, like, people are releasing shit about, like, finals being on Saturday, and it's just like, where the fuck are you getting that from? And then they
I don't know what you're talking about anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I'm just saying, there's people saying that finals were going to be on Saturday, and then people corrected them, but then they didn't correct themselves, and so shit just keeps getting passed along.
Well,
and
the thing is, why correct myself when I can just erase everything I put up and act as if it never happened?
So what you're telling me is that the King of Fighters community is full of ventriloquists who like to play telephone with their asses.
actually, yeah, that's pretty spot on. The KO community is not that bad. We bust on the KO community hard because we know they can do better, and we've seen them do better. It's just sometimes they just don't want to listen.
Well, I think the reason why we bust on the King of Fighters community is we're a part of it and we're not satisfied with what's going on.
Yeah, that's definitely that too. I mean, like a good example of you guys were talking about like how attendance really affects like if your game is going to be taken seriously or not. And everybody shits on NorCal KOF, but at least those guys show up.
Well, yeah,
I can't even argue with that.
No, yeah, that's what I was going to say. No, that's the discussion I've had with a lot of players here in SoCal. NorCal has maybe a total of what? I'll say 10 to 17 KOF players.
Yeah.
And when you guys had the Southtown Ranbats, you would average like, I don't know, 12 people.
Right.
That was almost your entire scene.
Yep.
Now some of these people would drive from an hour and a half away.
Yep.
Some people.
Okay, like that's almost as far as, or that's a bit closer than I am to Super. Okay, and they would carpool and they would do all this crap, but the SoCal scene would always bash them. Like, oh, they're not good at all. They're garbage. Who cares about them? They're dedicated.
Yeah.
What about like us down here? The majority of SoCal players have just gotten spoiled. It's like, oh, we have a tournament every week. Oh, we have the best players out here with Romance, Bala, Mr. KOF, Reynolds, all these people. Look at us. We have all these good players. I'm just gonna ride on the backs of that. I don't have to do anything. Oh, I'll just throw. Yeah, we got Reynolds. Ah, we got Romance. That's it.
Arcade Shock has Reynolds. That's it.
But like, it pisses me off when people say shit like that. Like, yeah, we have the strongest player base. We probably do have the best like players in the U.S. just overall, but no one really who shows. Like, look at the run back every week. How often is it? Do you see anyone like? There was a point where only Bala was showing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It was
Yeah, I
only
remember
Bala.
there was basically a period
Okay,
where it
and
was
I'm sorry,
seriously
and
like
Ricky
they would
Diaz.
get less than 10.
At a Runbeck?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Holy
they would-
shit.
they would get less than 10.
They would. It was seriously like Bala would show up, and it would be like maybe 7 to 9 other people, and he would be there every week.
Yeah, and I spoke to him about it several times, and he was depressed. He hated it. He's like, "Well, no one's showing up, and I want to play people, but no one's coming. I mean, why should I keep showing up if no one's gonna go?" And now what? Okay, so at that point it was just Bala and Ricardo showing up, Ricky Diaz,
Yeah.
and now it's just Reynolds and Ricky Diaz. I mean, don't get me wrong. We still have like Kane 3017 showing up, Duck showing up, and a lot of the small like the not smaller players, the low to mid tier players showing up. But like all the big names, like the Team Chaos guys, don't show up every week. I get they have jobs and all that stuff, but they used to show up. Like when everything started, they were showing up almost every week.
I think it was
they
all
would show-
nice
I
and
mean,
shiny.
even if they weren't there every week, they were there every 2 weeks.
It was all nice and shiny at the time, and now it's sort of getting rusty, and it's gonna need some user applications to keep it all fresh and new.
Mhm.
You basically just got to make the most out of it yourself.
Well, honestly, right now there's nothing that's going to fix this.
No.
That's my personal opinion. The only thing that can is
New
a new
game.
game, and
Yep.
the new game may not even help because, for all we know, like hypothetically, the new game will be. I'll just throw out Last Blade 3. Okay. The majority of KOF players we have out here just play KOF, or only played KOF. And if they played anything else, they just dabbled in it. Or if they were good at something else, they bailed on the game once they lost to someone better than them, or
Mhm.
someone who didn't play the game or something. Um, like right now, everyone's speculating KOF 14 could be coming out, a revamped 13, the Wolves 2, stuff like that. Like if Mark of the Wolves 2 comes out, I guarantee you most of our guys won't really play it. Like most of the big name KOF players won't play it because it's not KOF. If it's KOF 14, of course they'll play it. If it's revamped KOF 13, of course they'll play it. Thing is, a lot of people will be really pissed off on how their character gets changed,
Oh man.
and that's something like I'll say from like arcade to console. A lot of people were really pissed off when K got just destroyed. Like I can't say destroyed. They just took away like a few little things from him that made him so good. And it's like, well, that's it. Can't use him anymore. He's garbage. I hate this character now. I was gonna switch to someone else. And yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, go on.
that's kind of how it works. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, people cry a lot about over nerfs and stuff like that. And I mean, like, at the same time, there's the whole, the Die Minion argument. It's like, oh man, Guile got nerfed. He was really good in Super, and he was. And you can still win. It doesn't matter. It's just, I mean, even some things are like, oh man, Kula EX Ray Spin's no longer invincible. What a trash character. And it's like, oh no, she's still pretty good. It's just
Now you
can't
just
be
have to
brain
combo
dead.
into it. You have to combo into it now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we need to distinguish here. The thing is that if your character gets nerfed, most people, and I'm gonna say I'll go on a line and say 90% of people who play a game will at some point complain about their character.
Yeah.
There's very much a difference between complaining about your character but sticking with it because you already have a lot of experience with that character, or even if you just decide to play a different character, and that's a lot different than going on the internet and incessantly bitching about how X character needs buffs, X character needs nerfs until you have the entire world crying too.
Didn't that just happen
Yes, it
Yeah.
with Scorpion?
Yeah.
And then he
Really
lost
bad.
it. And then he didn't win a tournament, and they nerfed him anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
there's evidence that would indicate that Scorpion was probably going to get nerfed anyway.
Okay.
Mm.
So
But the thing is, the same thing still happened. Is like one person.
oh yeah,
was-
no, the incessant whining doesn't help anybody, and it definitely doesn't make the community look good. It doesn't make people want to play your game
No.
because it's like, wow, that's a whole bunch of guys who were just complaining instead of having fun playing the game. don't really want to go hang out with them.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Like, I've noticed that not with every game, but like there always seems to be like, at least with newer games, that nobody really hypes their game up as much as they bitch and complain about certain characters for the first like 2 or 3 months of its lifespan. I think. Like, I know with Marvel is exceptionally fucking prevalent when like for like pretty much up until Vanilla's death, it was one hissy fit after another.
Well, it did have a decent amount of issues though. Like,
No, I'm sure it did, but at the same time, it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, why are you playing it if it's that imperfect for you?
Yeah.
For you, if you're having that little fun with the game.
Gotta love the DHC glitch.
Well,
Yeah.
and with Marvel, the issue is like here in the States, not too many characters are being explored. I personally love watching Japanese Marvel. I enjoy watching it because you see almost every character being used, and they find innovative ways to use every character. They make every character like viable in their scene. I don't know how well it'll translate out here if they can come here and win. From what Justin Wong's saying, he feels the Japanese players have a shot at doing extremely well and possibly taking Evo this year.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
American gimmicks, woo!
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, for all we know, they found a way to stop Moradu.
Mm-hmm.
If they, I honestly don't know what else Christie can do. I haven't seen him play in a team outside of that. I'm pretty sure he has. It's just I personally haven't seen it. So he might be shit out of luck.
Oh,
if
man.
his team gets stopped.
It'd be the best if like he gets beat by a Japanese player and there's like an interview with them and they're like, "So what game did you play before Marvel?" He's like, "Oh, Ikaruga, cave shooters."
Learned how to graze.
Yeah.
But I do want to see how the Japanese players do here at Evo. I mean, in every game, not just Marvel. Like I want to see them in KOF because Japan's always been strong in KOF. I want to see the Mexican players come, see how well they are or how good they do in KOF. Same thing with everyone else. But like, I don't know if you guys want to do this. Do you guys want to try to do Evo predictions at all?
Sure.
Are we gonna do them like kind of general, like a region, or are we gonna do specific players, or?
Who the hell do you think's gonna win the game?
Yeah, just like the top guy.
Top 4, top 3.
How about the audience? The audience want to hear us do Evo predictions for games. I already got
Stop
one.
voting.
Yes.
Stop asking the audience. That's stupid.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna say. I mean,
They don't deserve our acknowledgement.
Okay. Who wants to go first, and for what game?
Chris,
Well,
you can go first.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say for KOF, obviously, my vote is Coco taking it all the way.
Hmm.
And by all the way, I mean straight through winners.
I completely disagree with that, but all right.
Okay.
Who do you think would get second, third? Like, who do you think would just be top 3, top 4?
All right. Top 3, top 4. So I'm putting Coco up first. I don't see Mad KOF making it in the grand finals this year. I think it's going to be either Reynolds or, shoot, that's where it gets tough. Because I really don't see anybody else other than Coco and Reynolds in the grand finals. And it's kind of like, I mean, Hadagoro might be in losers finals because his Shin Woo is fucking ridiculous.
For those who don't know, he's a huge Hadagoro fanboy.
Dude, it's simple.
I honestly thought he was going to say Hadagoro was going to win it and Reynolds was going to get second. That's honestly what I thought.
That's what I want to happen. No, I think Hadagoro is going to take third place. And if I had to get second place to anybody, if Lassett shows up, I would give it to him over Reynolds.
I don't know if Lass is showing up. I know Verna is.
Well, you all know what we think about Verna.
I don't know, and I don't really care for finding out. Tony?
I agree with Gibby there.
I honestly really want to see Reynolds win it, and I'm not sure if he can. Not like in the gameplay aspect, but sometimes he gets really stylish or whatever, and which is fine and dandy, but things kind of get dangerous near the end, and definitely any mistake is just asking for a loss. Other than that, I want to see Super FX make it the top 8. You know,
I'm not playing.
that's why I want to see it. I want to see.
Won't happen. I'll be playing Guilty Gear instead.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. Well, that's fine.
We'll just let somebody take your spot. Because you're in brackets.
I don't
Yes,
think that's
I'm-
allowed.
I'm Super FX. Yes, this is me. Oh.
Yeah, for I don't know, me with KOF, I think top 4 is going to be a mix of Ren, Yang Yao Ren, Mad KOF, and Wu.
Oh, I forgot about Yin Ren. Yeah,
Marvel, I don't know. Like Chris G is the favorite to win, obviously. I don't want to see him win, but he's the favorite. I think Xiaohai is going to win Street Fighter 4. I mean, I think he's going to get first.
yeah.
That's the only one I'm going to say. Yeah, he's winning. That's what I feel is going to happen with Street Fighter 4.
Is
now,
Infiltration coming?
he is, yes.
I don't see why not. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I figured, but
didn't you make $50,000 in a car?
might have.
I don't think he has to win anything else, man.
I hope he drives that car around.
He should just drive it into like the on
I'll
stage.
drive it into the ballroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he's like, you can't ticket my car because I have a sale on it, and now it's a boat.
Yo, man.
Mm. What
Infiltration Del Rio.
Yeah, I don't know or care for Smash Brothers. I can't say I don't care for. I just don't know the players at all. I'm gonna assume a Fox or like a Fox player will take it. Maybe a Sheik player.
No, it's gonna be Ice Climbers.
Oh, Ice Climbers. Okay.
Apparently, Climbers is really good now.
Wombo combo.
What else?
Or,
Justice. I don't know enough about the scene. Cross Tekken. Don't know. Skullgirls. Once again, don't know. I'll say Mike Z if Mike Z enters it.
He's not allowed to enter his own thing.
I know.
He's not allowed to win it. He can't. He can enter, but he just can't win it, right? Gibby knows
It's like,
about
hello, my name is Zyke M.
Well, like, okay.
Fox it.
And with that, I mean, there are points where you can actually enter your own tournament. Just don't take one of the top spots.
that. Yeah.
I just want to see him win and then just disqualify himself, and then it's like he was never there.
Or-
Yeah, that's
Since
all
we
I've
talked about Injustice. I honestly think Injustice top 4 is probably going to be some mixture of Perfect Legend, Rio, maybe Chris G, and then maybe one player from West Coast. There's definitely some other really good East Coast players who could make it. KDZ has been on a tear. And it really depends. I didn't look at the brackets actually yet, so I'm not sure exactly who all is coming. So, because there's some really good people from the area around Vegas and Arizona who will probably be there for Injustice. Pig's really good. The GGA guys are really good. Injustice is going to be a hype tournament.
So I'm sure
there could be a lot of really good matches, and if the last few tournaments have been any indication, there will be some upsets with characters that people think are very bad too. Like Harley Quinn just kind of made a dent in the national scene. Nobody has played a good Bane yet, really. There really hasn't been a lot of Doomsday since week 1 or 2. Nightwing, Wonder Woman, all these characters who are constantly just being slept on because they're not Superman, Black Adam, Green Lantern. With Nerf Scorpion, you might still see somebody break Scorpion out because people apparently still can't block Teleport Punch. It's going to be really good. I'm actually really excited for Injustice. Persona. What?
Okay. I was going to ask your opinions on Persona and Guilty Gear.
Persona. Man, I would really love for an American to win Persona. I would really like Lord Knight to win. I just don't think that we have the experience. I think it'll be somebody like Daichan who ends up winning. I could see Lord Knight cracking top 4. Maybe even Breaker Dave from SoCal. And then there's a whole Midwest of players who are good at that game. The Midwest constantly gets slept on in terms of fighting games, but we have always had a really strong contingent of Arc Systems Works players for Guilty Gear, for Persona. You might see, people like, Bananakin, who people have been sleeping on for a long time. I know he apparently didn't do so hot when he played Giuna, just online, but apparently, even with online lag, people were saying it just looked like maybe America just doesn't know Shadow Labrys. Stun Edge is also really good. It's coming from Japan. He lived in New York for a while. Played with, those guys back during Guilty Gear. He's got to be a favorite too. As far as Guilty Gear, it really depends on who enters.
Yeah.
If some of the Japanese, if the Japanese players play, I think Dogoro will win. Dogoro, for those who don't know, is the Robokai.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one you watch if you want to watch how to play that character. If Kazunoko plays, that would be ridiculous. Order Soul player who went by the name of Inoue. Stun Edge plays Kai.
Of course.
Abegen is there, plays a sick Potemkin. He was at final round this year, and actually Marlon Pai beat him in grand finals in GG. If all the Japanese sign up for Guilty Gear, it's going to be a wild tournament, because there are actually some people I would really like to see go up against the Japanese. My buddy AKA is coming in from St. Louis, and he wants to get at some of those guys. And I know Arcade Shock Steve would love to play some of the Japanese in GG.
I want to record him playing the Japanese.
So
Are we gonna have like a crowd cam as well?
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Make it so.
Do any of us have cameras?
I have a camera.
Some tin horn cameras.
Other than that, I don't know who actually is still coming for Tekken and who isn't. I know JDCR dropped out, but I think Nii is still coming, so I'd say he's my favorite to win.
Good shit.
He is a beast.
And last but not least, MK9, I don't even know.
Yeah, I kind of.
I have not been paying attention to the scene for the last year.
I think an MK9 player will win MK9.
Ah, I could see that happening.
Yes.
Very, very plausible.
I don't know. Well, that was fun.
So we're all
Sanchez?
making it to Evo, right?
Oh wait.
Oh, we actually-
Predictions, douchebag.
Oh,
Yes.
I forgot
I
you were
got
here.
ideas and opinions. All right, so KOF, it's gonna be me versus Bernard in the grand finals before I'm just overcome by some horrible ennui, as the French say it, and just stop caring. Allowing him to win with his numerous reads on bad DP decisions. Thus cementing my place on Arcade Shock staff for helping Bernard get to a victory.
Hey man, all we need for him is to take home that $1,000.
Yeah, man. I just need whatever second place gives me. I just need money. I didn't enter anything else, so I don't care about those games. I think Marvel is going to be won by somebody we didn't know.
That'd be cool.
I'm just going to assume it's some kid from like South America that's been training in the Brazilian capital under the Christ the Redeemer. And he has gotten blessed with the power of MODOK, Arthur, and Virgil.
Yeah.
Wow.
All he needs is Virgil.
All he needs is Virgil, dude. Killer Kai showed us. Just get outzoned for 2 characters and then just pop that X Factor and come back.
It's like, oh, thank God, I don't have to play those characters right now. Oh my God, this is gonna be so much easier.
Thank goodness, I only practice one of these characters.
Your batteries.
Oh, I guess I didn't say anything about Marvel. I think, man,
This is a tough
I
one.
don't even know.
Because up until yesterday, I really thought Filipino Champ was gonna start kicking
You
it
know
into
who
high
else
gear.
thought that?
Filipino Champ.
Filipino champ.
See, here's the thing though. I've got it on insider information that he's not even playing his real team.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. Chris G's the favorite, but something tells me he's not going to win.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's actually been
Because
losing.
And the reason I feel like this is because Chris G has proven, and I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but he doesn't do as well against unorthodox things he's never seen before. And I feel like if he has to play some of the Japanese, he could get bopped. If he just plays Americans all the way through, he has a shot at winning, though.
I don't know. I heard that guy is currently being haunted by ghosts. So
What if he runs up against a bunch of players that just put candles under the monitors?
Wow.
It could happen, dude.
And you know what?
Definitely.
Honestly, I don't know who all from the East Coast is actually coming. The brackets are. I didn't fucking just scroll through all of them.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people on the East Coast who go to next level who actually could legitimately take Marvel.
yeah,
Just some
they're
really good players. People like Moons, Ray, who, people consider, they're good, but they're not necessarily the top echelon. They could possibly do it. As this game has proven, it takes. It's not necessarily luck. It's one day of having an iron will.
Mhm.
Because there are just times where you can basically force your opponent into making really bad decisions in this game, and you only need one bad decision to lose.
I actually think, now that I've given it some more thought, that Clockwork would do really well if one of us breaks his assist buttons.
Oh man.
Clockwork gets hit, was buffering assist so that it comes in, just so it can also get hit.
Yes.
Hey, what's going on, dude? Oh no!
Virgil's like, hey guys, just came out of ninja training. What's going on? Oh, is that a Hulk?
Oh man.
We love him, but we will forever make fun of him.
I love Clockwork. I mean, I'll take a bullet for the man, and so will his Strider.
Ooh!
Bullets, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad you're not talking about me yet.
We're not going to get to you. You're not talking.
Yes. We're out of time.
I guess that's it.
Yeah,
Anything else?
Stay tuned for Ultra Chat. They're going to
Oh,
be
I
discussing.
have a question that's just for us too. Are we having a show next Monday? Because I'm sure we're all.
No, not.
Yeah.
Can we do that? Wait, can we do that thing where it's just like it's just me and Tony doing the show because we're the only ones that are awake, and we just end up talking about like Home Alone?
Well, actually, I'll say this. It depends on how much sleep I end up getting Sunday night if we do a show.
It depends on how early we kids get home. I got it.
Exactly.
We could always do a special when we get there. I got the mic. You just record a quick 30-minute, hey, what's up kind of thing.
The Evo post-mortem.
The pre-post, whatever. Yeah.
See, the problem with that is I can see the majority of people around us being drunk.
You mean me?
And
That's why you go to the hotel. And we just would not have Chris on.
okay,
That's impossible.
Oh wait, could we do like a live SDR from the Las Vegas hospital when it's like here we are on site watching Chris getting his stomach pumped.
Hey guys, it's me, Lord Walkman. I'm feeling really tired from the surgery, but it was a success. I gave half my liver to Hell Pockets. He's gonna do okay, folks.
Yeah, I remember Chris. So next time somebody bets you that you can't. Next time somebody bets you that you can't drink super glue in a bottle of Jim Beam, say no.
But yeah, I guess that's it. We might be back next week. It really just, like I said, depends on how tired we are, and if they are actually, because half of this cast, everybody but me is driving. I think. Is that accurate, Chris? Are you fine?
I am flying.
So-
La-dee-da.
Everybody else is driving in one carload, so whenever they get home,
Load.
Cart.
so. But anybody else got anything?
Nope. Yeah, what's wrong with Terry the Cable Guy?
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway.
All right, Paul, end it.
Wow. I don't know what this is, but let's go.
Yeah. For myself and everybody else here at SDR, good night and good luck.